Okay? Now, Cam, can I borrow you, please? So we're gonna go over the mechanics of the ankle lock. Borrow that, please. All right, so, mechanics of the ankle lock, what we're looking to do. When people think we're attacking the ankle, they think we're going after this part right here, right? Where the two bony parts, where the bumps are. That's not what we are attacking. With a straight ankle lock, we're not attacking the Achilles, we are not attacking the ankle bones themselves. We are trying to separate and create space in all these little bones in the foot, right? If you don't think that's very painful, just give it a few minutes, you'll see what it feels like. It's not horrible. Yeah, it's not comfortable, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this foot, and if you have an issue with feet, you're gonna get over that too. Right, Cam? Cam doesn't like feet very much, but this is jiu-jitsu. So what we're looking to do is we're gonna take these toes and we're gonna fold them, right? We're gonna twist and then we're gonna compress. And what that does, it takes all the slack out of all these little bones, and it starts to expand them. It is not comfortable, okay? For our entanglements, right, for right now, we're just gonna go with a basic lazy outside ashigarami leg entanglement, right? We're going with a basic outside ashi, meaning both legs are gonna be outside of his leg, okay? With this hand, I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna scoop under. All right? Now, I want his toes in my armpit. Hands high, I'm going to fall to my side and hit it. Okay? You will execute this technique without your hands or your forearm being under the ankle until you learn how to do this. Right? Hands free. Then we'll move into the more painful methods. Okay? So again, we pick up, elbow collapses. I want the heel on my ribs, toes in my armpit. Hands up, fall to my side, look in, look back over my shoulder. Okay? We ready to try it? All right, get paired up with somebody about your size. Be nice to each other. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yep. Same.
Shall we do here?
You two split them up.
Come here. Okay.
Neither one of them know what the hell they're doing. So we're not going to get them paired together.
All right. Now can I remember? Bailey?
No.
Really? Okay, I got you. See, B names ending with a Y. Yeah. Okay.
So you can start
get
like this.
So, do you want to go through first? You want me to?
Jazz hands.
I want your toes
You can just put my
in my arm.
I'm going to move your legs to where I want them.
Okay, that's it.
So,
We're not even going that far. Don't worry about Ashi.
mention
Just legs are fine.
on your first
I get this.
tap at least.
Elbow to your
Take my
ribs.
hands out.
Tap on me, don't tap on me. If you can't tap verbally, tap.
This shoulder.
And then I'm
What
gonna
I'm gonna do,
Boom.
fuck your leg.
tuck this in here,
Back.
fall to the side.
So that hip and so move your hips up and go forward. That shoulder.
Take down.
Back. Yep. Yep.
As soon as you feel it, because it gets pretty.
Go, 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 go.
Go ahead and tap that.
Over here.
Oh yeah, we'll get you nice.
I got you. Tell you what.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Why don't you do what you need for yourself?
My ankles are both.
Mechanics up, right?
Quickly.
And that usually helps people that have never done this before.
That one. Okay. So what you're gonna do, elevate, get your 2 feet
Take your
on
arm
the
out.
side of me here. There you go. Elevate my toes in your armpit, and then try to touch.
As you fall to the side, it tightens everything up still, so it's kind of like
Yeah, there you go.
motorcycle.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna fall.
It's not comfortable, right?
It's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
Now you're gonna look over your left shoulder towards the mat and extend.
Yes.
There you go. Good stuff.
Hip it and look over your shoulder like this.
Yep. This is,
Too much.
this is, legal for everyone. You got plenty of tape on this one. Well, let me pull yourself off enough. Let me continue.
And then
So, you're,
like look towards the mat now.
Yeah. Gotcha. Where you know him from?
There we go. You know you're starting to set it up well when their hips come up off of the mat, because they're trying to relieve the pressure.
It's like,
It's awkward.
Am I not over my hip enough? Is
You're not getting, you're turning too much, and you're not getting my toes deep enough.
I stole my car one time.
So
Oh, really?
if you turn away from me too much,
Yeah.
my toes will slip out a little bit. So you stay like kind of square still, so you can see my
sell
toes.
cars too, huh?
No, I just called him, I told him, asked him if he wanted a car delivered to his house for $300.
You can see like sometimes when
See where I'm at now?
like the total.
Slowly this side.
Yeah.
So it'll fall to your side,
So it's like right about.
go ahead and stretch that out. There you go.
Hip and a turn.
Toes are, yep.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I don't sell cars, I just had one once.
Look towards that.
You're not.
What kind of beater are you getting rid of
It
here?
was a Ford Focus.
Oh, how old?
Like
So
that.
there you go.
There
So
you
the toes
go.
can stick out, they don't need to be in here. Yeah.
No, you want the toes to be right on the backside of the ankle.
Okay, all right, I don't know how to.
Not in the hurting arm.
It broke down in a child time parking lot, child care place.
Pinch down.
I met him with full Ford.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's on Facebook, he was buying a bunch of weird cars at the time.
That's awesome.
So, go down on my butt and
You're gonna lay down to your elbow, yes, that's what you're looking for. Go ahead, rotate, there you go.
So that looks like.
Yes.
Looks good? Okay.
That's your count.
I don't know about that. They probably just would
I
get-
forgot, your toe, your foot is a little bit shorter than mine.
That was, you had that on
Figure out some things.
The hook is the outside arm.
So inside arm, lift, right?
Literally this.
Pick it up, the toes where they need to be.
Yeah.
Elbow, pinch it tight to your ribs.
Wasn't enough bringing you in, he just
Fall to your side, pinch your knees together.
Monday.
Yeah.
Hip in. Yes.
I've been doing jujitsu.
It may not feel like it's there, but it's there.
Yeah.
Gonna fall to your elbow
Yeah, the
first.
first time, yeah, I thought my foot was gonna fall. Already feels good.
Don't arch back yet.
That exercise, you feel it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This ankle,
Really?
I was just doing
It
this.
is.
Huh. It doesn't feel like you're doing much.
you don't have to do a lot. Trust me. With
So if I just kept going, it would break something?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. You will.
Really? Your foot.
You'd probably rip a lot of tendons and ligaments in here, and there's a very complicated joint in your ankle.
Don't
lot of different
get all
ones.
medical. Here's the deal, right? It doesn't feel like a whole lot.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm doing much at all.
Exactly. That was asking the bone and tendons and everything.
Yep.
If you get a violent enough explosion.
So in like real combat, you'd do this real quick.
Oh, hell yeah. You better believe it.
Yeah.
If I was in a tournament,
Nice,
right, and I was
very
doing
nice.
this, I would set it and drop and arch in a fluid motion in about half a second to a second.
And then someone would have a broken foot on the other.
There it is.
If you don't tap quick enough, yes.
Wow.
You go.
Now, the goal, so this is a great question, right?
I think your toes are out.
When we do this for real, right, so if we're doing this in a tournament or sparring, we just lay into it and rip? Well, it depends, okay? So if you're training here and you're using this in sparring, if you're doing open mats at other academies and you're using these in sparring, no. You get your position, you set it, you get your grips. You do not have to be mean and rip into it. You don't have to. Don't try to win practice, because that's all this is. You step on the competition mats, right? Everybody signs a waiver for liability for injury. We know what we're getting into. There's always a risk of getting hurt doing contact sports, especially combat sports. However, we do fight with honor, right? We do not go into these tournaments with the thought process of breaking things. The techniques could potentially break things, but we do not go in thinking, I want to hurt this guy. I want to knock him out of being able to train, knock him out of being able to work, go to school, whatever. Because remember, people have lives outside of jiu-jitsu, right? Does that mean that you don't go after your submission? No, it doesn't. But you don't have to be a jerk. Now, self-defense. Any of the stuff that you learn in this academy, self-defense, all the rules are going to go out the window. Right? As a martial artist, I'm supposed to stand here and tell you, you use as little violence as possible to diffuse the situation and gain control. As a human being who has been in the military, I will tell you this. If I'm ever put in a position where I have to defend myself and my loved ones on the street, I don't know what you know, I don't know if you have weapons. I will do what I have to do to go home alive. And that's the way I would expect every one of you to do when you're out on the street and you get put in this position. You don't know if they have a knife. You don't know that they're done. You diffuse that situation as quickly and as violently as possible, especially if there are potential people that are gonna jump in. It's like the bully mentality on the playground. You take out the leader, the rest of them leave you alone. Okay? So that was a good question. Do we just rip into them? Not while you're practicing.
Okay.
Not while you're practicing. Good. Now, we've all got the hands-free going pretty good with just the lazy legs. Let's talk about how we get into proper ashi. Okay, so that's the leg attainment where we have control. Okay? What I want to do is have a leg under. The traditional ashi, which is what we're going to work with today, is my under leg, the heel is going to go on the hip. Okay? So I'm going to get to here. I'll be under, my heel goes on the hip. Then I can pinch. This foot, I tuck under the far side leg, up by his butt. I don't want to be down on the knee. So I get here, pinch my knees together, hit that, get my submission. Okay? Why is this foot under the far leg?
Actually, never mind.
It's okay. What is your guess?
To lift him up so he can't like move.
Control. So you're on the right track. It's control. Okay? If I'm over here and both legs are attacking this leg, well, he can do all kinds of, he can push me off with this leg, right? He can plant his foot on my butt and push me away. If I'm here, right, and he tries to kick me in the butt, I can defend. And I can maintain position, and I can still hit, right? So, heel, instep goes under the other leg, pinch the knees, and finish. Okay? Ready? On 2, 1, 2. And please do not kick each other in the nose. That's really not nice.
When you get the technique right, a lot of times it's a lot easier than, like, it feels a lot easier than it should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes easier once you get the techniques and there's not actually all the So you don't have to crank solutions, all that stuff. I don't have to use a lot of my power when I'm working with a lot of the, even though I'm big, strong.
Now, everything I just said about self-defense holds true. But I don't train bullies. So if I find out, if you're training here, and I find out you're starting
You
fights,
set this ankle
you
out
fight
the same way, this is just
I don't
a
fight
proper
fair.
way in position.
Oh, yeah, that's my first one for sure.
Yep.
All
I
right.
know how to do it the proper way a little bit, but I'm shitty. So if you've got this one, what you're gonna do right,
This one goes here,
yep,
and this one
it's up on my hip.
gets up here.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So now we've got control, right?
Yes.
Now I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Tighten up that elbow as tight as you can.
Just get those
It's
knees,
hard to,
hip in, look over your shoulder.
you know what I mean?
Hip, 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 hip.
What am I not doing right?
Just move your hips a little bit
Right,
towards
hips.
that way.
Drag the hips into his leg.
There you
There we
go.
go. I know it's graphic, but
Yeah. There you go. You're welcome.
So the reason this is obviously for control.
yes.
It works better.
Leg locking.
So here's what the pinch feels like.
I don't know that I should have taught these guys this
Exactly the
stuff.
difference.
So it's here, this will go
Turn your
in
head.
here.
Hip, this is going here.
You got it, but you didn't, it would have been.
Go and fall to your elbow first.
This
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, use the force of the shoulder.
You actually kind of want the foot to be all the way under here.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
At the top of the thigh.
There it is.
Ah, you're at iron.
That little,
I'm kick that foot.
For your feet,
Did you say if I try to stand up right now?
You
gotta have opposing builds
Push
here a
off
little
this
bit.
and get up on top of me, yes. There's reasons, there's more than just the one reason of defending.
Pinch tight, pinch tight, pinch
You'll
tight.
also learn in
By
jujitsu
your
a
elbow.
lot of reasons to do certain things.
There we go.
So do you want to go all the way to your shoulder? Or
So,
it's kind of progressive.
I'm going to answer that in just a second. All right, everybody, time. So, Nick had a good question. So right now, you're all getting your position, you're dropping to your elbow and hitting in, right? And you're getting your submission, which is a good thing. Nick asked, are we supposed to go all the way to our shoulder? Well, it depends. As you develop your skill and the feel for working with another human being, you're going to be able to learn how much slack, for lack of a better term, they have in their joints, okay? If you've got somebody who has a lot of elasticity in their ankles and their feet, you may have to go to your shoulder to get the submission, okay? Most people do not have enough elasticity in that area of their body for you to go all the way down. Now, if they're being stubborn, they're being squirmy, or you're just not quite in the right position, dropping down to your shoulder will definitely lock that in, or going to your shoulder will pop the foot out. Okay? Because if I drop to my elbow, right, so I'm here, it's pinched. I drop to my elbow, and it's not quite there, going all the way to my shoulder stretches my body out, right? So if it's not there because his toes are too shallow in my armpit, they're gonna pop out, right? Then we gotta go to something else. If the toes are too far back, by going to my shoulder, it puts them in the right place and locks it in. Make sense? So it's either gonna make the position or it's gonna break the position. One of the two. And that's jujitsu. Okay? So we're gonna get a few more reps on that, then we'll move on. On 2-on-2.
Was it your turn?
You just go or did I just go? I just went.
Go ahead. Just went. So I gotta remember this now, hold on. So this is gonna go up there, this is going all the way underneath there.
Yep.
This is going back here. I'm gonna drop.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Hands up. Hands up.
Oh, I keep my hands up?
You keep your hands up.
Oh,
We're gonna move into the actual under the ankle part of it, right? But right now, hands up.
hands up.
Pinch, hands up.
Okay.
Jazz hands. Never thought I'd have jazz hands in jiu-jitsu, but hey, whatever.
It kinda sounds like a band.
Jazz hands and jujitsu.
There we go.
That's fucking awesome.
We ought to contact Mahaffey and somebody.
Yeah,
That's what he needs to.
Keep going.
Near his band.
Mahaffey has a band?
Mahaffey's a musician. Don't know if he's got a band or not, but he's a musician.
This is going there.
Doesn't he plays guitar or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'll have to hit up Mahaffey, say, hey, I pay a lot of money for vocal lessons and I'm bad.
You go to vocal lessons?
I do.
Serious? You
Yeah.
really? What kind of singing?
I've done theater and choir for a very long time.
Oh, really?
Well, that's slaying so much.
Like last
So are you singing on the nights you're not here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take it all the way under.
Is it wrong to let Ranger and Cartman stand over the night and come sail away?
I realize you really help keep this.
Listen, well, when I started and I got the new belt, I was at free.
That long ago,
And I did not know how to tie it the best way.
always something.
There you go. And so I had a new nickname. What?
You'll find out.
Beefcake? I can get behind that. All my
Yeah, I'm not
nicknames
calling
gotta
it
start
that.
with a B though, Cam.
No, you're well, is eternal in the biomass.
I have a habit of training till failure, we'll say.
Yeah, that's not great.
Why would like
And a
biomass?
couple of points
Or wait, it's
I have thrown out.
It was weird. That was more like my
Because
knee.
of certain rules, yes.
So,
I overdid it.
if the heel gets exposed, then we get too much rotation off of that.
So you gotta extend your body.
Okay. So I did
There
like
we
a
go.
heel hook, but in the opposite way.
Yeah.
You're actually
Hey, can I get me on both
body
sides?
into a macaroni. Relax. Turn.
That was just like a little bit too deep or something.
Oh,
There we go.
oh yeah, I can feel that one up here for some reason.
Up where?
Up here.
Oh, yeah, that means I got a good bite in your hip because you're getting stretched out too. Tap, when you feel that? Sweet.
Really gnarly hip lock
Yep.
that you can get from Ashi.
Yep.
I mean,
I
it's
got
enough.
that lock up on the
I
road.
I was at a seminar a
You'll.
long time ago, and there were two brown belts playing leg entanglement, and the one put the hip lock on through Ashi and dislocated the guy's hip.
Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, popped it right out of socket. It was nuts.
If you feel
It's a strange thing.
Not comfortable.
You feel all sorts of weird. I didn't know there was a muscle there, and now it hurts for quite a while.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's awesome.
All right, let's talk about how we're going to modify Ashi for when we play this game, okay? And it's all based on defending Ashi. So let's cover that, then we'll go to how we're going to adapt. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting up. So I'm here, got my heel on the hip, and I'm trying to fight to get position on the leg, right? So Cam does not want me to be in this position. What's the first thing he's going to do?
Pull his leg back.
He's going to push my heel off of his hip. And then he's going to sit on it. Now, do I have anything from here?
No.
That's a negative go starter. That ship has sailed. I'm hosed, right? So go back. So I want to have my heel, boom, right? Start getting into positions. Now, jazz hands, I've got my lock. But if he pulls my heel off of his hip as I'm leaning in, he can just pop over my foot. Oh, but then put on his boot, he's going to push his knee forward and flex his foot like this. All right, now I've got nothing. I'm out of position, I have no lock. Okay? So, now, you guys are going to go through a defense drill for a few minutes. Okay? Get to Ashi. You are not finishing the submission. Get to Ashi. The person whose leg is being attacked, peel the heel, sit on it. Okay? That's it. Just go back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, I gotta remember. So one here.
Yep.
It doesn't matter who goes first. You're both going to do it.
Yep.
You're just gonna try to.
Ships. I'm going to sit.
Yep. Yep. Now all you're going to do is you're going to take your same side hand, you can push it straight down to the mat. Very quickly. This heel, same side hand. Take your thumb, push the inside of his ankle. Yep. We just push it right down.
Position before
Push it right down. Boom. Now pop your butt over his foot.
Real quick.
positions.
You don't even want to.
That's it.
That. You want to do it seated,
And
yeah.
you just go back and forth with that for a couple minutes. Get used to that movement.
Whatever you can get down, if you can jump on my leg, because I fucked up that bad, go ahead, but, you know. Save me the blunt force impact for now.
It's a matter what you
Don't
do.
hop. Don't hop.
Just slide up on it.
Slide.
Yep. Just sit.
So this.
So guys, it's not about bouncing on the
Trying to
foot.
get over it, or
Just pin it, slide your butt over on top of the ankle, okay? Don't worry about bouncing on the foot. Save that for a tournament or an open match.
Sit here.
For this, we want to make sure we don't get repetitive injury from our training partners.
Also, be careful to let any partner you have know that you will get weird bruises.
Okay.
There's a reason for it, it's jujitsu.
And I've come up here.
so you can't.
Yep, you'll eventually, what you'll do is actually.
All right, I guess it makes sense. So once I do this, I'm trying to hip in.
It's a tough movement. It's a tough movement if you're not used to all this sorts of ground stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Now start adding in the boots, okay?
Nope.
Start adding in the boot.
There you go.
Sit on the ankle, push your hips forward, and your foot goes from here to here.
Push this way. Get up on there.
Add in the boot, guys, add in the boot.
Less control than you did before.
Pretty good. Add in the boot.
Add in the boot.
Add in the boots. Once you sit on the ankle, shove your hip forward, and your foot goes from here to here.
Okay.
It's called putting on the boot. What is it?
Pushing your heel down and flexing your toes.
Really? There you go. Yep, just like that. Like your seat in your skate. Yeah.
What's not enough, buddy?
That movie. You sure about that? Yeah, probably not. There we go. Big forest.
Yep, you wanna make sure you keep that thing flexed. Keep it flexed, be strong with it. So now, after we get done with this, I'm gonna show you the hook to stop that.
I'll do that
Teach
too,
you how to
shoulders,
keep
that
that
helps
loose.
me push myself up. I'm gonna take them out. It's little
Yeah,
details.
now you don't touch. Do this.
Doesn't matter a whole lot, but at least for you for now.
Can I grab you when I do that? Well, it brings you closer. Yeah.
So, what I want you to work on.
Yep.
Same side hand. Just pin that down. Don't go cross side.
Oh, I reach it across like
Yeah, you
this?
have to rotate too much for that.
Yeah.
And it's too slow. All right, same side hand,
Same.
plant it, shift.
Okay.
Go ahead, do it again. You gotta do it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Make sure you're
It's
sitting on
also a
that.
nice little core strength test.
Okay, sit on first. Yes, yes. That heel off your
Okay,
back.
kind of
You seem to have
do you
a
want to
decent
try to keep the distance when you're putting the boot in, or do you want to?
Coming in, yeah. If you're over,
So
do it.
what you were doing there.
Distance allows you to actually picking your shoulder, essentially, so you can move shoulders.
You don't have to pick your body up.
No, you're just gonna make
Yep.
decisions.
And then go ahead.
They get
Yep,
fucking worse.
give somewhere on it.
Oh,
And don't use your hand.
come on.
Just
dude.
push it there.
Yeah, the decision was.
Yep.
All right, guys, time.
Just that.
Okay.
Yep.
So, let's talk about peeling that heel off your hip, okay? We're just practicing and repping. We know what we're supposed to be doing, we know what the end result is, right? But if you're doing this in sparring or we're drilling, the actual look is gonna be, you're clamping that heel into the hip and you do not want them to peel that heel off, right? So you be strong with it. We're being good training partners while we're repping technique and learning, and just letting it happen. So now what I want you to do, when you do this, keep that heel dug in. Make them work to peel the heel, okay? So I don't want just, bam, because that's not realistic. The person that's initiating Ashi, you need to be digging that heel in for control. And what you're gonna find is if you're attacking the calf or the ankle, you are not going anywhere with that foot. When they start pushing in and applying pressure, you are going to have to take your hand. The yoke of your hand is going to go over their big toe and you are going to peel away. All right? Because pushing straight down is not going to cut it. Peel the toes away from your body, mash it down to the mat, and then sit on it. Okay? Because attacking up here will do nothing for you. Yes.
Tom, you mentioned going over the calf. We didn't show the new people how to go over the calf for Ashi. We just showed from the ankle lock tucking the.
Yes, I know. I'm
Okay.
not talking about
Okay.
going over for Ashi. I'm talking about attacking,
Okay.
getting the
Okay.
heel off your hip.
Yep.
Right?
You mentioned over the calf. That's why I'm not sure.
Because you're grabbing your hand is
Oh,
going on the
grabbing.
calf to push it down, right?
Gotcha.
That heel pressure is going to stop you from doing that. So peel the toes away from your body, right? And when you start peeling those toes, think about the position that foot's going into, right? It's the same thing they're trying to do to you. All right, watch the mechanics of it when you're doing it. Same motion, okay? On 2, 1, 2.
So which way are we going here?
You take my foot. I'll show you what he's talking about. Get that wall.
So this is gonna go here, this is gonna go down here.
So now what I want you to do, because you're initiating Ashi, dig that into his hip.
Like actually dig it in?
Yes, apply pressure, right?
Do I want to
Now,
try and
don't try and extend your body out. You're
Someone
still going to be
over,
pressed
someone
over there
just-
so you can attack the foot.
Will you
But
let
you
go of it?
don't want him to get your foot easy, right? Because our strong leg here. Whereas before, we were just letting it go.
I
If
see
he
your
attacks up
point.
here, tries to push it down,
Answer position.
it's gonna be very
Easy
difficult,
to get
right?
attack up.
So he's gonna grab your toes or whatever, peel down the way, and there isn't,
Do that again. He doesn't see that.
okay?
Gotcha.
It's the same one I just have you grab higher. Because the further you are, the better your leverage is.
Boot. Yes, that's boot.
Dig that
And
in.
you're still still on there? Because even if I get it that way.
Yeah.
Get the yoke of your hand.
Peel it, peel it, peel it, peel it, peel it. Yes, now boot.
Outside. Yep. So Sorry.
There we go.
Strong ass leg. Sit up.
Sit up, get, finish the move. Oh, yep, get up on there. There you go.
Now boot, 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 do it.
Oh, yes.
This.
So now, once you peel that down, right?
Yeah.
Peel that
I
down.
don't know if I can pin it lay down. He's got a strong one.
When I dug in, I let off.
Right? But if you leverage those toes, it'll come off. It's
Yeah.
not always easy, but you leverage the toes, it'll come off, right? And you play hockey, you got strong legs yourself, right?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, but I used to at one point.
So now, what you're gonna do is when you peel that down, your free hand is gonna grab this little towel, so that you're gonna grab the hole to get the loop.
Is that it?
All this cantankerous behavior.
So go ahead and put it back in the shoes. Boom, right? So you're gonna peel those toes down and away, right? Be sure. Thumb high, fingers high. Yep, now sit on his foot.
Like that.
Pull and shift your hips in to get your boot. Yeah, so pull him forward and shift your hips that.
Pull him.
Bend your knees. Oh, yes, now you got the okay.
Okay.
All carved up.
All these little levers.
Yeah, there's, you go into it simple at first, there's a lot more layers, it's like an onion.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm still learning. I've been doing this for
Where else now? Go.
shit, 2 years now. Attacking the ankle.
You're peeling the toes here.
I actually dig in. I'm gonna dig.
Once you peel that away, on his foot,
You sit on.
take your free hand and grab this thing, this top.
You're out.
Okay?
And now you have control.
I go up, I put your shoulder
Put it back in the ash.
and I'm in full mount.
Full mount.
Yes. It's a fun little position.
So we're here, you know he's attacking you. Once you peel his foot, peel it, push, 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 put your butt on. This hand now goes immediately to this belt.
Sit up on it.
That hand goes right here, immediately. Now, you're gonna pull him through, bend your arm up. Yes! So before he even falls down, you're already sliding forward to the boot. Okay?
Good. You said I'm going right here, this one's going right here. No, this one's wrong.
Slow down, just go over this.
No, you got that right.
Grab down, grab down, grab down. So when you're peeling, you should be reaching. Okay? Peel and reach at the same time. Yes, yes, 100%.
Yep.
Peel and reach at the same time.
I've been doing this for very big, strong people.
Sort of.
Trying to rip my hooks away.
Peel and reach at the same time, Patrick, same time.
This is, I'm.
Same time. Boom,
Very
yes.
strong people try to undo
Good, good, good.
all that stuff.
Got office hands, dude. I don't know, it works like Christopher.
I know, yes, you do. Oh, yeah, no, I will be sweating by the end of these often. I do regular cardio, I've done this a while, granted, I'm fat as hell, but.
I can sit on it right
And when you peel the toes, when you peel that heel, your free hand should go into the pellet immediately. As you peel,
It's a
go to the
weird
pellet,
movement.
right? That way both hands are doing something.
In jiu-jitsu, you'll move every single muscle, most of the muscles you didn't leave out.
Yes.
It's like so.
When we're like this, I feel my other hand down here.
See, that's why you want to catch him before he lays down.
Technically,
So you're trying to do it before the
it's
roll
per your
Yes.
body weight, this and stop.
Okay, so
So you're beating them before they start to
Yeah,
lay
if
down.
you have the
Because
core
they're set up to
strength,
fall with you, right? They're not just gonna fall right into Ashi attacks.
You're like right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that
As they're setting up, or as they start to get that elbow down.
Your
that's
leverage
when
is
you're
not awesome from that, yes.
Gotcha.
Because your shoulders are.
No, that's good to know.
I was gonna say, aren't I giving you my leg? Right here.
Wait, so I want to use this left hand, but I want to cross
This.
So no, because I need this hand.
As you're peeling it down, reach for that.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm going. Go. Grab my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be with my other arm down there. As you're peeling this,
There we go.
this is coming forward.
It's all her.
There you go.
Oh yeah, then you have to do it. That makes way more sense. Because once it's like,
So why do you?
if I go here,
Oh, just.
Let's say it's your
on
back.
The angle
I
that
can't-
you're at.
right, I can't reboot it.
Yeah. Up, so I have to get some connection to get
Oh, okay.
my push.
yeah.
Yeah, partly.
Thanks, buddy.
My leg's so far out that my weight's out this way, so I may as well use the ground to
Gotcha.
get my ass there. Because my core is pretty strong, but it's also holding up a lot of mass. So I'll do what I have to and modify.
So what's your flip though? This, oh yeah, this is done. Oh, I already would have had my, right, right. Yeah, it's over.
Take a breath if you need to.
I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Go for it. Yeah, guys, at any time, if you need to get a drink, get a drink. It's okay. If you didn't bring water, there's a cooler over on the far wall with some cups.
The water's very cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great water, man.
They don't do the sink water. Sink water's gross.
Also, if you're gonna run into the bathroom, put on one of those shoes so that we don't get bathroom bugs on our feet and on the
That's
mats.
a really good point.
They're all good. I screwed mine up the first couple of times.
Basically.
Peel those toes, grab that collar, same time. There we go. Then push the boot through.
Do mines. Do what? Mines.
This is a microbiology lab for a while. So it's a
Mines.
strong cleansing system.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah, they were growing into
Tags?
Really?
Right, mine.
Oh, it's your work.
You're up.
You're up now.
There you go. And you're in the bad spot.
Oh no, you're screwed. Once I get someone in this position, you're screwed. What I did to Christopher when he started doing shit like that? I just picked him up when you weren't here and I slammed him on the ground. It's called mind games, man. You're not very good at it. You gotta have a mind to do it. All you got is a big kind of like clown game.
Yeah.
It's nothing but love up here.
Get that out of here.
Gotta try something.
Oh yeah. Listen, if you fight for that leg pummel there, I don't think that's
You
necessarily
keep grabbing my
wrong.
plug. I was supposed to go somewhere else.
Well, I'm preparing myself.
Oh, for what?
Yeah.
He's both playing 4D chess.
I'm the
I'm terrible at chess, dude.
Well, you train jujitsu long enough, you won't be terrible at chess.
Things are
Am I supposed to be like trying to?
Not necessarily while you're drilling, you give a good look, but yeah, if you can give me some force, I can use some force.
Right now, we're not doing some force.
I know.
Now we're just doing technique.
So I was telling him, just if he gives me force, I'll use a little.
Yeah?
Didn't like it.
Well, you're not supposed to like it.
He's lying. He liked it.
He loved it.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu's awesome. I love being suffocated by sweaty men while I paint. It's awesome.
Brody, you're killing me, Smalls.
As usual, Tom.
We're professional.
Hope he almost got a knee in the nuts. He came up a little fast there.
Yeah, that can cause some damage.
What? He's got kids, he doesn't need
Oh, yeah.
He came right up.
He's like, I was
Close up the space. Lots of sacrifice.
There's a lot of room for me to work with.
Tons, dude. I gotta get really close.
There you go.
Good move.
Get it.
All right, guys, finish the rep you're on. Okay, so how can we avoid getting that heel peeled off the hip? How can we avoid that? Poke in the eye? There isn't much you can do, right? So when you're in this position, that your outside leg, that heel on the hip, that's exposed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's nothing you can do. There's no magic pill. There's no magic position. When that heel is on top of the hip, it's exposed, okay? It's exposed to them peeling it. It's exposed to them pulling it and putting it into their armpit and doing the exact same thing to you of what you're trying to do to them. The only problem is that they're in a better leverage position than you are. So it's gonna suck worse for you. So how do we avoid it? This is so glaringly simple, you're gonna kick yourself when I say it.
Don't let them take the heel off.
Don't put your heel there,
Oh.
right? So if you don't want it exposed, don't frickin' put it there. But how do we maintain control if we don't put our heel there?
Shoulder?
I'm glad you asked, I'm gonna show you. Come here, Cam. We're gonna use what is called a Langy hook. Named after the fellow that came up with the hook. His name's Langy. So, I'm here, I've got my inside foot hooked under the thigh. Where I would normally go heel up, right, I'm gonna come toes under, knee high, right? And we fold side, pinch the knee, oh, same submission. Okay? So instead of heel high, we bury toes under. Now I want, gotta open this up a little bit, I want my toes right here. We're not doing a nut shot, but we're not doing an oil check either, right? But it's gonna be a grazer if they get too violent, okay? Inside of the thigh, high on the groin. That's where your toes are gonna go. You will feel stress on your knee, being here and going high knee. You're gonna feel stress on the outside of the knee. That's natural, okay? You gonna try it? Yep. Let's go, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Still over top. No.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands.
That's good to remember. Jazz hands.
Let me show you this.
Yeah.
Be a good reference.
As most things in jiu-jitsu,
Going there now instead.
the answer is usually so painfully obvious it's stupid.
It puts a lot more torque on there, yes. That
Yeah.
is inevitable.
You can break a knee this way.
Are we going through the submission? Oh, yeah, that's part of it. Are we going through the submission as well?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get the hand ready.
Yeah, it is a little tighter from here.
Keep that sticky hook, Brody.
Yeah, I lost my sticky hook. I was lazy.
Be lazy, John. Remember, we have to keep our knee here, right? Yep, that's where it's gonna go.
Your toesies.
Jazz hands, pinch the knees, pinch the knees.
No, I got something wrong. For sure.
Not necessarily. If you were wrong, you got it right.
This weekend.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Pinch the knees together, pinch the knees together.
There's this guy. Fall in here. Jesus.
That seemed like a friendly slap.
It's been 2 weeks. I know. It's good. It's been 2 weeks since I've been hit on last.
So your feet.
Now you really know where you need to spend your time.
In this variation. When you
Okay. Okay. Do it again. Come on.
get inside control about that.
Come a little bit.
Here.
Jazz
I'm
hands.
doing something wrong
Look,
with
you're
this.
slipping on the foot.
I'm cramping in the
That's okay. Stretch it out.
There it is. Okay. Back.
Try and get your foot up on that hook.
What do you think is far on?
Okay.
So your bite was a little too shallow.
I think this is all stuff I've seen him do at home.
Yeah.
So it would be good to have it do with someone that actually wants to do it with him.
There you go. All right, get those toes tucked, pinch the knees together. Yes.
There you go. Here.
Hip in,
I was getting my moves ready. That's all.
elbow tight.
That comes on quicker if I got my.
Yeah.
See, I can get.
You got your feet together.
Yep.
A little nice little key burn on the inside of the foot.
Good.
Now you guys have it. Nope.
Oh, something. Your sticky hook, you have knees pinched together. There we go. Slowly.
See, once you fix the detail, it comes on real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take a while. That's a new move right there.
No, you don't want to do that. That's illegal in competition. And you'll break your
I
toes.
just feel like I'm not
All right.
gaining any control of these 2 feet.
Do you mind if I come up to one of these chargers?
That's a terrible
I meant like iPhone, yeah, no, just a regular iPhone.
Oh, lightning?
Yeah, and then I just walked in front of your class. Oh, no, it can just be a regular, yeah, thank you. Like a person that understands.
Very bad.
There's really nothing to do.
I appreciate it.
My bite on this is terrible. What the fuck was that?
That feels a lot more sturdy.
Okay, so this is going here. It goes right on that. There we go. Nope, lost my bite. There you
You
go.
gotta pinch your knee in, bud.
Pinch my knee. This needs to come in. There we go. So you're a little far on the side.
A little far what?
Side. So I'm not like way down here.
Yeah,
Out here like that.
yeah. So how'd you get it if we're not going down that far?
Well, I've got it split, so it stops me a bit. But I'm mostly focused on pinching here.
Alright, I'm not pinching there, that's what I'm at.
Yeah, stick your hips and just like,
Yeah.
do this. Do it again.
Pinching your hips gives better control.
You want like the instep of your foot, close to the inside of the
Oh, I'm
side.
going again, okay.
Yep. We're gonna get you through it the proper way here.
Pinch.
There you go.
Yeah, you have to go as far down and everything.
Yeah.
Due to injury, they do have
And
ankles. So it's not gonna be as easy as it might be for some people.
Pinch your knees, pinch.
That and then a brush and on half if it's not there. Down here.
Pinch your knees, bud.
Catch the
Where
breath.
are the toes?
They're good, I think.
Don't need it? Haven't any down at all? There you go. It's weird, isn't it? So you're kind of like contorting your body, so you're twisting your head
Close to a man in a while.
this way.
Not since college?
Like this. So I'm like,
Just for a month or two.
because that'll elongate it. So if you stay contour like this, if you're gonna do a sit-up, you don't have enough room, you have too much room to be able to make the leg be tight. Step your foot. There you go. Pinch your knees. There you go. You're natural.
Yeah, you like it?
I'm alive.
Why don't you take a guess?
22.
22? Close.
23.
Yes.
Saw you.
You thought, somebody gave my little sister 22 at one point.
It's not the right spot.
Good. That's tight. Tight? Okay, that's good.
There you go.
Make sure you get your hands up all the way.
So this one we're doing here,
Is it that
with
contortion?
the foot on the inside,
Pulling at that part.
would
right?
you more so do that if that's where your foot already was? Or is one more ideal than like the other?
Say that again?
Not comfortable. Can't talk.
Like doing that.
So the foot here versus the foot inside,
I haven't had to.
is it preference or is it if they give you the foot engineer to go from here?
If it's tighter ankles or
You should-
somebody's particularly mobile, yes.
Because I got,
I would pinch down for
One second. All right, guys, time.
I'm being lazy. It's not what you're supposed to do.
Another good question, okay? The question is it your personal preference or is one better than the other? Heel on the hip or toes under the thigh? I am of the stance that toes under the thigh is a better position, it's a superior position because it's more defensible, right? If you are heel on the hip, it's easy to attack and peel that foot and get that control off of you, right? If you lose that control, odds are you've lost position and you're gonna lose your submission, okay? There's now less control on their hips, there's less control on their body, they're more free to move. Toes under, it gives you a more secure lock that's more defensible. It's harder for them to do anything about it, meaning you have the control. And remember, jiu-jitsu is about limiting the outcomes so you know what's going to happen and you can have your plan in place to react before they even know what's coming for them, okay? So it's just like playing chess. If you're brand new at playing chess, right, you may know a few basic moves, right? You know that this one goes this way, this one goes this way, but the person you're playing against, if they've been playing for a few years, they're already setting you up based off of your first move of that pawn going forward 2 spaces. They've already got your queen taken, and you don't know it yet. Okay, because they know the potential outcomes based off of what you've done. Jiu-jitsu is the same thing. In the beginning, you're just running pawns at each other, right? You know this move, you know the next move, that's it. You're not sure what's coming at you, but over time you start developing that toolbox, right? With this position in particular, If I know that I can limit what they're doing by tucking my toes underneath, they can't attack me, their only option now is to try and do the boot, which means they're coming after the lapel, right? Because otherwise I'm just gonna flatten them back out and stretch them out, because my shin that's on the other leg, the shin that's in place there, is my shield, right? So I don't want them to move that, I don't wanna lose that sticky hook, because I'll lose that shield. So I've got a defensive block in place, I've got the knee locked out in place, so now my arm can tuck and fold that foot all day long. When we get into heel hooks, you can do heel exposure the same exact way, right? Without sacrificing your control on their hips and their legs. So you now know what's coming, they don't. You know how they can react. They're going to react a couple of predictable ways because they're grapplers. They're not nobodies on the street. They know, hey, my foot's trapped. I've got to put on the boot and grab a lapel or I'm toast, right? So what are they gonna do? They're gonna grab a lapel and try to put the boot on. You already know what's gonna happen, so you're already ahead of that. And how do we defeat the boot? I'm glad you asked, I'm gonna show you. Come on. So we're just gonna go lazy legs right now, because this is about the boot, right? So I'm here, I've got the toes in my armpit, I've got my elbow down, and I'm like, hold on now, settle down, slugger. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get this. And the next thing I know, that foot pops out the back. Oh, well, son of a biscuit, right? So I've still got my toe under here. So I'm gonna shift back just a hair, underhook the leg, and I'm gonna do a big John Jones back elbow, right? Big elbow, fold those back under, and then lay right back into it, okay? That boot goes on, this shield is your protection.
You pushing off that shield?
I push back, right? I have to make myself a little bit more space, right? Because what happened is I had everything set up. Then he moved forward, right? He moved forward to put the boot on. Well, now he's closer, right? So I have to create a little more space, big elbow, lean back a little bit or shove back an inch, fold, we can go jazz hands, roll right into it, okay? Make sense?
Are we ignoring the bottom hook for now?
For now, just go lazy legs. Let's get the big elbow down.
All right.
Okay? On 2, 1, 2.
Alrighty. I got you first. So as you go to put the boot on, right? Go ahead.
Lazy leg.
Oh, thank you. He's like this here.
Yep, just be lazy with the legs except for that inside. Keep your shin in place.
This one here?
Yep.
You can push away and reset again.
Big elbow.
Yeah, that actually feels worse.
Be careful because you don't want to lose the toes. Big elbow, collapse on it. Boom, there we go.
I'm trying not to blow out people's ankle.
So you're gonna go in the boot.
Yep.
And now,
So, sit back up. Sit back up. When he puts that boot on, you're gonna be sitting, right?
You're gonna push away.
So go put the boot on.
Using your shin
Stay sitting.
and back.
Right now, stay sitting.
Bring your elbow back,
Right?
yep, bring your elbow
Puts the
back.
boot on. Boom.
And see how that gets you right
Good.
back.
So now,
Where you were.
your left leg is your shield, right? So you're gonna scoop yourself back a little bit. Now, this elbow, big spinning elbow. Capture those toes, and now you go right back into it. Pinch your knees, and go to submission.
well, see, you took your arm down there.
There we go.
I like that. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Are we doing
With
it?
your opposite side.
Okay.
So get
Okay.
Otherwise, nothing's. Yes.
Sticky hook right there.
Because it's not
Boom,
really
boom.
hooking.
Any move,
Because I
push
can
it back, big elbow.
And it's stuck to
Toes trapped.
So anytime I move this leg, you keep that. So that I can't, rotate and then get out, because you'll still be able to keep me in front of me and block me.
Oh, so I would keep with it the
Yeah,
whole
so that's
time.
why it's called a sticky hook.
Okay.
You'll hear us use that term for that hook, as long as you're doing this. No. So,
Then you get out, and I want to take this boot up.
No, don't move. I was grabbing under it because he was like, but typically you don't have to.
You don't have to do
Okay.
that.
Right?
So,
Big elbow, high elbow to catch those toes there. Yes.
I had elbows in hockey, I'll tell you that part.
There we go.
you're slipping off my toes.
Am I?
Yeah, you're elongating a bit too much as you're dropping.
okay.
So he's got the boot, big elbow,
So wait,
pinch. Good, drop, 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 drop. So your elbow, your elbow goes to your ribs.
Those are my ribs.
Your elbow goes to your ribs. When you lay down, you're not coasting your elbow out. Keep it to your ribs. So when you go to your elbow's to your ribs and then connect to the back.
Okay.
If you leave it open, it's too much space to toe come up.
Yeah,
Hot, my elbows not keeping enough on.
Elbows and sticks to anywhere.
Yeah. Sticky hooks, sticky hooks, sticky hooks.
Yep. I ate like complete garbage. And sometimes that'll happen, especially down
Elbow
there.
goes to your ribs.
Lower,
Sit back up, sit back up, sit back up. So whenever we collapse that elbow on the toes, right? Our elbow goes to our
you gotta
ribs.
push away like this, so that I can't keep going. There you
Go
go.
down, we go to our
feel the
elbow,
pinkies.
but our elbow stays connected
So,
to the body,
yeah,
right? So we're always going to be.
Oh, yeah. Stretch out what you gotta stretch out.
Always keep the elbow opens up, it gives space, toes pop out.
Guy, not drinking water.
Get all your joints.
He's part of the bigger
Pinch your ribs, pinch your ribs, boom. Good. Boom. Good, stretch, big elbow. To the ribs, to the ribs, to the ribs. Yes!
Too big calf.
Good, good, much better.
Well, drink water.
I'm trying.
Jamie's moving a big motherfucker the first time he's doing this. We matched him with the heaviest dude in here to do
Elbow to the ribs, kid.
beginner drills.
Elbow to the ribs. Yep, your elbow to your ribs. Every time we do this, elbow goes to the ribs. Because it makes it beautiful.
Roll with somebody later, it's
When you
like
did
the training
that,
wheel
you
or the
were-
training and you're just free.
Like
It's the donut coming off the baseball bat.
And that's what we're trying to do. You want to hold that foot, right?
Yeah.
And then we stretch it out and it's full. So all the slack is out of it and the rest just goes.
So,
Give me your leg.
Give her a break.
Maybe flex the
so we want like a continuing
stretch. This to be, there you go.
flat or
Yeah.
perpendicular to the ground. It was fully on the taco and then
Yes. All right, guys. Let's talk about some mechanics real quick. And this is something that I've seen happen as we're moving, right? We want to correct it so we don't build bad muscle memory, okay? Every time we attack the foot and we're going after this ankle lock, our elbow goes to our ribs. I know I said it to all the groups that I've been walking around, but when we set this up, even with the big elbow, we're high, it comes into our ribs and we pinch. When we go to the ground, if I go to the ground and I post, look at all the space that opens up here. They're gonna get their foot up, right? Now, for those of you who are new, I'm old, fat, and I'm slow. I do not wanna do this stuff more than once, right? So it's all about control. Control and energy conservation. So I'm here, I pinch, he puts the boot on, oh darn. Big elbow, pinch. So now when I fall, boom, it's right back and it's tight. Are you laying on your elbow? Yes. Is it uncomfortable on your ribs? Yes, deal with it, right? It's more uncomfortable on their foot, because at this point, every little joint in their foot is expanded and stretched out. You give any type of arch to that, and they're gonna start getting little pops, okay? It's not comfortable. For those of you who've done the ankle lock from back control, right? It's the exact same movement, but instead of your armpit where the toes go, it's the back of your knee, right? Which is why we hip in and scoot to the ceiling, because it gives the same thing as looking over our shoulder this way, okay? The exact same mechanic. Everything stays pinched and tight, stays close to your body. Make sense? Dig it. That's everything we're covering tonight. I don't want to overload you with stuff, okay? So, for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes, all right? You're going to rep technique back and forth with a little bit of resistance. When I say a little bit of resistance, I mean a little bit of resistance. Give it a good look, right? Give it a little bit of resistance. Do not prevent technique from happening. We're still learning it. But I want you to do it with some resistance, so you realize that when we're repping, it's a whole different ballgame than having somebody, just like when we did the heel and the hip, how they resisted it, same thing when we're doing this, okay? Make sense? All right, let's do it right. You're gonna do 3 minutes with the person you're with. You're gonna go back and forth. Again? 3 minutes with the person you're with, then you're gonna change people. Okay? No need for mouth guards. If you want a quick drink, get a quick drink. You're just gonna get into it, okay?
He started.
We didn't learn any hand stuff today, so that's.
Damn kids. Now, whenever we start doing a round, we slap hands, we bump fists. Slap, bump, then we go.
I mean,
We're drilling, right, but we've got the timer, so we're gonna go through the process. I'll get it.
Oh, thank you.
I just thought you needed to second that thing.
Yeah, it's perfect really for me.
Why don't we move up this way?
Because, so